Alright, what a lovely music. I'm just gonna share with you real quick before we start today's video. This is the channel I follow on YouTube. This is the music I like to listen to when I'm preparing myself to go over any security. Lofi hip hop radio. Beats to study and relax, okay? You got it? Perfect. Wonderful. Now let's go to today's video. Welcome everyone. My name is Jose Ricardo Tejaen. I'm the editor of the Prosperity newsletter, Prosperity Digest newsletter, and also product specialist at Marketers Daily. Today, basically, I have a few ideas I want to share with you. We have ideas, a lot of execution ideas only, okay? Ideas that you can take. We talk about the risk. We talk about everything that we do. Now, just remember that what we do for equities is only one strategy. That's all we follow. We follow company insiders. What we think, and based on the track record, the best traders in Wall Street. Our senior editor in that particular report, it's called the Insider Report, is Ross Gibbons. He spent an entire decade with, working at JP Morgan. So he knows one or two things about picking stocks and following strategies that really work. Now, you may hear a little bit of background noise. This is what it is, guys. I'm delivering here the best content, and we're here just to do that. Deliver the best content, whatever we have to do, from whatever we have to do that. From a fancy restaurant, from a fancy production studio. That's it is. But if you stay with me, if you follow this video, if you watch the entire video, I do promise you one thing. It will be one of the best analysis that you have ever seen, and the opportunity is real. The opportunities that you will find in Insider Report are from 50% in 2 weeks to 250% in 2 weeks, following our speculative call options. Also, last year, Ross Gibbons delivered to his members, his paid members, more than between 2 to 4 opportunities for you to double your money, just buying the equities. Does that sound like something you would like to know more about? Can you imagine yourself allocating your capital in trading opportunities, investment opportunities where you can make as high as 100% in 6 months? What about, would you mind if you actually make 250% in 2 weeks? I don't think so. So stay with me, watch the video, because I have a great trading opportunity, something that once we measure our risk, you will see all the possibilities to the upside. Okay, once again, remember, all these videos are for educational purposes only. It does not constitute investment advice. Nevertheless, we know that you are looking for opportunities to make a little bit more money than what you can get in your average checking account or savings account in the US, Europe, or any bank in Australia or New Zealand, including Asia as well, China and the rest. So also, we do have audience. We have a growing audience in Latin America and Mexico. So, having said that, always measure your risk. Make sure you invest and trade with funds that, in case you don't make money or you lose it, it will not affect your day-to-day lifestyle. Okay. Now, let's jump. We have the disclaimer, so let's jump to the charts. The company I want to talk to you about today, caught my attention, is in a sector, in an industry that is booming due to the changes in the laws in the U.S. It's the gaming industry. When we're talking about gaming, the word gaming is something that we used to think when I was growing as playing Nintendo, PlayStation 4, family computer. It's nothing like that. They changed the name, the applicable name to the gambling industry to gaming. Because you have games, there are different games. For example, you have poker, blackjack, all these different games, and also you have other games where you can bet on games as, for example, Liverpool against Barcelona. That's a game, so it's gaming. But there's a betting money, the casino component, the probabilities into the equation. So the company caught my attention. It's called Penn. P-E-N-N, that's the ticker symbol. And the reason why we're talking about it is only one, because the company insiders. Company insiders are back in the game. The trade day was May 13th, and the filing date for those two particular trades was May 15. Now, has my attention. You have the president and the CEO, J.A. Snowden, and also you have the CFO and EVP, William J. Fair. They're adding, the buying price was $19.54. One got 11,000 shares, and the next guy got 10,875,000 shares. Now, it's critical because if you see to the right, the ownership change. So let's say you have some shares and now you're buying more. The ownership change, 31% and 12%. These are relevant numbers, especially this 31% right here. It indicates that he is adding 30% more shares from the previous holding. And look at the value. He's adding $214,000, and the next guy is adding $212,000. I don't know you, but just so you have an idea, this is probably not too far from their yearly salary. Now you have to ask yourself a question: why will this guy and this guy, these two C-level executives, are going to allocate that much capital? That's a year worth of your salary. That's 12 months of work, and that's I'm pretty sure that if you put in that's not the net, that's the yearly before taxes. So you're adding your full year plus a little bit. Why? Why is that? Does that make any sense? Why would you do it? You will do it because you know something, and that's what it is. Company insiders, by law, they're obliged to follow certain rules. Now, if you want to know about those rules, please go make sure, follow up, and go to the description of this video and click on the link. There's a link where you can go and watch Ross Given's presentation. He will explain exactly what are those rules so you can understand the strategy. From the strategy, there are different tactics that our team of analysts, the leader, the senior analyst in the group, and then we have the senior editor, Ross Givens. We discuss different approaches once we have this information. But the only reason why we're doing this is because we have this data. Okay, wonderful. Now let's jump. Here's the company, Penn National Gaming. Again, the gaming that it has a reason. I think it's probably just because of marketing, trying to sweet the name. You don't go back home and say, "Oh, honey, I was betting." Now a little bit of gaming. That sounds soft. Okay, pretty cool. Now, here's all information: career, responsible gaming. Again, because of the casino component. Coffee first thing in the morning. And that's what we have. Okay, perfect. Now, we know the strategy. We're following company insiders. We filter this information. It matters because one of the C-level executives is adding 30% more. Why now? So now, you know the company. We know the insiders are back in the game. That's our leading indicator that something probably is about to happen. A positive shift for Penn National Gaming is around the corner. We want to be part of that, okay? So let's go. Now, I'm going to jump to my charts. Anything that you use in the U.S., is very popular. You have E-Trade, Ameritrade, Schwab's. There are other players. In Europe, they have... I can't recall the name of the companies in Spain. It's a great charting software. And in Latin America, Mexico including, I do believe everyone is using Saxo Bank, the Danish bank. They have a multi-asset trading platform, excellent access to international equity exchanges. And also in Asia, they have a strong presence, but there are other, I think banks, they offer trading platforms where you can have access to U.S. markets. So that's very important, setting up yourself with access to U.S. markets. As far as the trading chart, I'm using right now TradingView. I had a problem with my credit card, so they disconnected my Pro account. So I do work with the Pro account and other technical software that I use. But I will explain this is the most easiest way for you to understand my process as an analyst, how I take. First, let's say here, I look for the symbol, pretty simple, put it in. I'm in TradingView, Penn National, I pick the stock, it's trading the NASDAQ. Once it loads, what I do want to do, I want to follow the company. I click in, you can see now it's following Penn. And now I take a quick quick look sometimes what it's doing here. What would I have? Technicals apparently based on everything that everyone has. There are a few ideas here that you can go over. The technicals indicates a buy, and we go full featured chart. It's going to pop up the new window, and then we start working. No thank you. Let's switch. I have Penn, and I had an analysis that I shared with Ross Gibbons and our team. So I'm going to go from 0. Now, the first thing, I'm just going to remove this. Okay. So this is I'm looking at the monthly chart. I don't start any analysis in short-term frames. I'm not interested in that. I'm looking to make money. I'm looking to make money. I'm looking to play the game. And that's how you're going to win the game, looking at the big picture. I look at monthly, weekly, and daily. That's what I'm here for. To make you money, to position yourself in the best opportunities. Measuring my risk. So I can tell right here that this is my risk in the short term, medium term can be 4 to 8 weeks. Long term, I'm looking 6 to 12 months. Keep that in mind. Okay? Got it. Now, first basic analysis that I do, let me just remove this and hide for now. I look and add the 50 exponential moving average. Not as simple. I work with the exponential and I look for the 50. The 50, there's a reason in my career. I started a couple years ago trading, buying gold futures contracts. I was buying 2 million every now and then when you need to roll $2 million to $4 million worth of futures contracts. I used to place those trades for a very highly educated doctor from the U.S. I was at that time I was still living in Panama, so we were taught to follow Larry Williams, and Larry Williams all the time his lessons and his first training is crack the money code, and he teaches about the 50 exponential moving average. This is how I learned it. This is what I'm explaining to you. Prices are up, the exponential moving average, we're looking to buy. Prices trade below the 50 exponential moving average, we're looking to sell. Nevertheless, we have to position ourselves as well. So those are the rules, but we have to look into that. Okay, I have everything, and there you go. Let me just make it bigger. See, yeah, got it. We got it. Perfect. Okay, so, and if you're wondering about this indicator, I will talk about it in the next videos. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. To the right, there's a red button. Make sure you click there, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this great content that you can use to improve your trading. Not only learn, but also improve your trading and look for key positions that are about to make a shift, a positive shift. You want to take part of it, and always measure your risk. So we can see here. What do you see here? You see that prices tried to break below the 50 exponential moving average, but they stopped and they reversed. Why? Well, we have some assumptions. We have some expectations. The insiders, this is the month of May, of course, so we have insiders here. I can just go tell you at this. We have 2 insiders. They bought here. It doesn't mean that they pushing prices, but other professionals in Wall Street, they have contacts, they can access this information. You're accessing this information because you're watching this video, because you're part of the Insider Report, because you're subscribing yourself to our channel, so you get to know more about this. And there's a reversal. Now, listen that how markets are down. Probably S&P is what? Probably 5% down, around that neighborhood. It can drop more, doesn't matter. We're going in because we know the insiders are buying, company insiders. Now, with this information, what do I want to review? I want to see, okay, my risk, look at this, judging here, will be if prices break below the 1730 mark. That's the price I'm looking to exit in a conservative trade. The second thing I want to review is applying Fibonacci. Now, there's a lot of misconception about this. I'm going to do it in a one-two way. Let me just again remove this promo. And I'm looking at the long term. What is happening now? If you take a look at this, there's evidence to think we are in a bullish There's a bullish trend in place. And only prices, if prices go below 1680, then using a trend line, a uptrend, the uptrend here in this area, if it breaks below, then we'll absolutely go into bearish mode. For now, it's protected. So I can also use this level here. Resistance now becomes support around 1550. This is my long-term outlook now for the position. 1550 as my exit in the long term, because I also want to position myself as the hedge funds do. Hedge funds don't go in with everything they have. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. So if you have $10,000 or if you have $5,000, I don't know what is your position usually, but what you do is that you take 5,000, you go in. Then if the stock drops, if it retraces a little bit more from your entry price, you buy with the second half of your portion. If you're a hedge fund, and I will never get tired of explaining this to you, if they have $10 million, do you really think they just hit the buy button and then they buy $10 million worth of stock in one single tranche? You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't want anyone to know what you're doing. It doesn't apply for you because, well, hopefully you have $10 million and you're going in. But for them, it's very important to build positions. So you also have to learn how to build positions to manage your risk in a much better way. Okay? This is very important. Now, I'm going in, and these are my levels. First, if I'm conservative, I'm looking just to exit here. This area, this region, below 1680, I want to get out. Okay, now, if I'm building my position, I'm looking to 1560, 1520 range. I repeat that, 1560, 1520. And let's take note that we're here, that we're watching this video. Okay, so exit number 1, that will be 1680. And building in the long term, I'm looking for 1560, 1520. That's what I'm looking, okay? Exit. And remember, manage your risk. That's what matters. All right? So we have now two situations. We have number one, we have company insiders buying in. Second, we can see how prices, they pushed to the downside and then reversed. Why is this happening? Is there any other interest out there in Wall Street for this company? Okay. Now, perfect. So we have that information. Now, how I'm going to go with Fibonacci. Let's go back to Fibonacci. And Fibonacci, I take it, and this is where I am. Look at this. This is something that I can't, but I want to take a look at this. See? Prices traded below the 61.8% Fibonacci, and then suddenly, once again, they're above this price. So, this is something that I trained myself for more than close to 2 years, okay? 2 years of training, and still, it happens to a lot of retail traders, and still it happens to a lot of institutional traders and analysts. So, what I want to do is do the projection, the Fibonacci projection, to have an idea where prices can go. So I take the full from high to low, okay? I take it from high to low, and then I move from where prices are bouncing. And I'm expecting this to be the bounce area. I can be more conservative, play with a more realistic projection, and take it from this area. It's up to you. Again, from high to low, and then you take the same area and do and go with the projection. So this is telling me that if this is a real bounce in Penn National Gaming, ticker symbol PENN, it may go as high as 4180. It can push a little bit higher. That's what it is. That's what I have. This is where I'm looking at the stock. The stock has been in an uptrend. You can see here, all the way from November 2008, there's an uptrend in place. This particular company, this security is up, went up as high as 1,200% in a period of 10 years. That's a good return for your money. So let's squeeze the last opportunity that we may have, because everyone is talking about, analysts are all pessimists about a recession. So let's squeeze this orange before it's over. And we can go as high as 95%. Look at that. There's a 94%, 95% opportunity on the table. Following insiders, they're telling us that there's something coming up for this company, something positive. And while we measure our risk, we don't have to worry about anything else. So what are the trades here? This is what I'm looking to do. This is how I'm looking to position myself. This is how we do it in the Insider Report. We look for a conservative view and a very aggressive, very aggressive, conservative, and then I look for the more long term, which I like to label as the aggressive in taking risk. Okay, so first, it's very simple. If you are a short-term trader and you want to take this information just in the short term, remember right here, probably 1680, somewhere around this 21%, and I will go all the way to, well, clearly it could be this resistance here. There's a resistance right there. You can see that. Let me just zoom it. Okay, so this will be your first resistance. The stock will recover. Will start trading above the $24 value. It's very good. So you take 111. That's it. If you want to reduce your risk, you can do this. Play with May's low and go for a 16.19%. That will be conservative. You're trading that. You're trading this information. Now, if you want to build up a position, go for the kill. As George Soros said once to Druckenmiller, go for the jugular. Then this is what we're going to do. I'm looking 15, 20, 27% risk. Let me just, I think I got it here, right here. And I'm going for, you can have the 0% Fibonacci level as your first target. That's 72%. Then you have to break even. You can use a trailing stop, and you can go for the rest of the portion at 96% return. This is what I see on the table based on information, our catalyst, the variable that let us go into analyze, review, Penn National Gaming, ticker symbol PENN, the insiders. That's the only strategy that we use at the Insider Report, and the only equity strategy that we follow at Market Shares Daily. Now, of course, this is just based on our process, and everything. What you take from this is based on your decisions, your approach, and remember your risk profile. You may not decide that Penn National Gaming is a company for you to have in your portfolio as a retirement, but on your trading account, you may trade this for the next 6 to 12 months. Short term, I will say 4 to 8 weeks. I'm looking for this expectation, 21% with a 16 to 21% risk, 1-on-1 risk estimated. Long-term outlook, my long-term outlook will be 6 to 12 months. I'm looking for making a grand slam out of Penn. Yeah, absolutely. Taking a 26, I will probably take even a little bit more risk, 35%. That's what suits me. That's not something you have to do. And I'm looking for a 96% return. Now, here's the bonus, the cherry on top of the ice cream for everything that is watching this video. Now, what I want to do is, where is Penn as far as options? The option chain. And what I want to do is just, I'm using something that you can have free access to. And option chain, and I look for NASDAQ. Missed the Q. Okay, perfect. And we have this information. Looking for that. This is a free website. There are other free sites that I use as a reference. There are also the paid sites. I'm sharing as much as I can when it comes to free content. And there you go. Now I'm looking for, we tend not to buy options that are, we tend to buy options between 5 to 6 months from the day we are adding positions. And very important, 24 hours after I publish this video, then I will start initiating my position. That's the standard in the US. It's very respectful, it's very professional. 24 hours before I publish any ideas, then I will go and initiate my position. Okay? Wonderful. So I'm looking in, so we're May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 5 months. There's nothing in November, so I'll go for the October 19 calls. We're looking to buy calls. Only buy to open. Very important. If you have questions about how to trade options, please refer to your brokers, and they can explain you a little bit more. Always look to, what we do in our trading model, our portfolio management model, it's just buy to open, call options. Okay, and here we are. So we have the October 19, 2019, and I'm looking for, this is the higher one right now. prices are at $21.37, and we'll look for the 23 open interest. It's pretty small, but still I'm going to take a look at this one and see what we have available. Remember, if you want to speculate, you want to play a little bit with more risk, remember, options are derivatives. There's a potential loss of capital. And what I'm looking here, open interest, and see this. Here's another concept that we will discuss a lot in future videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can learn more about it. It's price rotation of the options. The contract low was 75 cents and the high is $2.04. Now, right now, the last sale price is $1.45. So it means that there's a rotation between the low and the high. Now, if I look at the 3-month period, I can see that someone already made almost 100%. That is correct. I repeat, someone or many traders already made in their money up to 100%. So you want to be part of this. Maybe we're paying 145. I'm paying double from the low. Have to think about this. But if you go in, you know where's your rotation price. You can go as low as 75%. There you can do a little bit of different risk management strategies. You can do cost average of your position. You still have plenty time until October 2019 for this to take place. Remember also, when it's a month before the expiration date, we start selling. We start unloading our positions in calls, in derivatives. Okay, so this is what I'm looking as far as speculation. I'm looking to buy. At least I'm going to buy one, and then if it drops, I buy probably 4. Just increase my position. Remember, I build up my positions. Not different. It's not different from what hedge funds do. Okay, keep that in mind. So I'm looking to go with speculate a little bit in the options market. I'm going to buy to open one call from Penn National Gaming, ticker symbol PENN, at 145 of best. Critical, very important. I'm going to just put it here in the message. Hey, listen to this. Buy limit. Never buy options using market orders. Never. Do not do it. Doesn't work and is bad for your pocket. Always use limit orders. Okay? You can try to use a limit order to buy the last sale price or a spread between the ask and the price and the bid. Okay? That's what you have to do. Now, so that's pretty much about it. So I thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned everything. I hope you learned a lot. I hope that you had the opportunity to understand what is our methodology, what is our strategy. We only have one strategy. We follow company insiders. What we think, based on the track record, spectacular track record, they are the best traders and investors in Wall Street. They are the only leading indicator that you need. Forget about stochastic and everything else. Bollinger Bands, they're nice, it's fun to watch, it's great. But the real money, the real returns, 250% in 2 weeks, 50% in 1 week, 100% in 6 to 12 months. That only happens when you're following company insiders. And yet, from time to time, you hit the IPO. But if you ask me, let's give a call to those that bought into Lyft and Uber, their IPO, and let's talk about that. So there are different options. I thank you for watching. Please make sure once again that you subscribe to the video. And if you're ready, after watching this video, if you're ready to understand what exactly the insiders do, please go ahead, go to the description. There's a link there. Click on the link so you can watch, enroll yourself into the next webinar session where Ross Givens, our senior editor in the Insider Report, will explain to you exactly. We give you all the answers to the questions that you may have. Exactly who are the insiders, why do they do this, how you can follow up, how is this legally, all those questions, we have the answers. Just go to the description of this video, click on the link. That's all you have to do. Click on the link, sign up, and watch the presentation. Once again, my name is Jose Ricardo Jaén, editor of the Prosperity Digest newsletter and product specialist at Market Shares Daily. Wishing you a great day and great trading.